We continue at SEC Football Media Days, Craig Way, along with Mike Hardball Hardge. And this being the Texas Media Day, that means you have to start with an anchor. Anchor is a good way to describe Kelvin Banks. Anchor of the offensive front. And he joins us now. It's good to see you. And how many times have people already said you look good dressed up?
Today I'll say twice.
Okay.
Twice.
All right.
Just 2 times?
The day's young.
Oh, okay. It's just getting started early.
Yeah. And getting started early is the way, certainly, for getting ready for this upcoming football season. You're looked at now as being a leader. Was that a mental adjustment for you?
Yeah, for sure. Because in high school I was a leader, but I would say as coming in as a freshman, it was kind of like you don't want to overstep your boundaries. So I had to kind of grow up and understand, like, I'm being put in a position where I have to become this guy and show guys who's coming in as well. Like, this is how things are supposed to be done.
So when you came in and now you're working to be this leader, you start to look back at your freshman year. You were a guy that put your head down. I remember Bijan Robinson saying he was trying to joke with you, and you were like, no, man, I'm trying to get this work in. Now you are that person. You're the one that is working. You're the one that's also joking around with some of these guys. Do you remember that moment? And now you're starting to reflect on it, and now you become that guy?
Yeah. I guess he kind of took what I said, like, in a different way, which was a good way he took it.
Right.
So I'm happy. But, yeah, most definitely, I definitely try to make sure I put my head down and show guys, like, you have to work hard, but also kind of keep that, like, teammate camaraderie going. Like, it's not – you don't always have to be so uptight. Just let loose and just work hard and just, you know what I'm saying, do your thing.
Yeah.
When I visited with Sark earlier, we were talking about, I said it's a natural thing for folks to, when they discuss this offensive line, to start with you and Jake. I said, but there's other guys who really made points, and he talked about it as well, how excited he is to see what Cam Williams is doing and some of the other guys. Who is really and what has really stood out to you about this group as a whole in your offseason work?
Honestly, just how well we take criticism from each other, and also just making sure we push each other and just try to be the best for one another, because as a whole you have to be one. You're not going to be a good O-line if everybody's not in the same mind space. So just looking at one another and just understanding, like, hey, I know you can go out here and perform, but I need you to show me that we can gel and we can understand each other on the turf when it's 115 degrees and we got to go run. So that type of thing.
We're talking to offensive lineman Kelvin Banks as they get ready for SEC Media Days. This is the first time I believe you've made the trip up here.
Sir,
this is that inaugural move for you and for your team as well. So this is all new experience. But looking back on everything in the last 2 years heading into your junior year, what are some of the things that you felt you had got your weaknesses figured out, and now most likely your strengths are leading you into the right direction?
Yeah, I say my biggest weakness on the field was definitely staying consistent every play, no matter what down it is and when you're tired. Obviously, I go as hard as I can every rep, but just making sure I stay consistent with my technique and form, and just keeping those things the main things. And then even off the field, like you guys are saying, becoming that leader who's more vocal, not just trying to lead by example, but, you know what I'm saying, talking to guys, making sure they know what they're doing, giving good feedback and things like that.
All right, so here's the universal question that offensive linemen are always asked, especially veteran ones. Do you enjoy run blocking or pass blocking more?
The old me would say pass, but the new me, I would say both, man. I love it. I love the physical contact phase of run blocking, and I just love the technique and mentality you have to have when you're pass blocking. So
and it had to be a new world a little bit, but by the same token, really a benefit that CJ and Jaden got as much work and reps as they got last year. Once JB went down, I mean, that makes it a little bit easier for them to know what they do and for what you guys to know what you could do for them.
Yes, sir. I agree with everything you said. It was bad. It was obviously not good that JB went down, but just them guys getting to get in there and build the chemistry with the O-line so we know where each other's head is, it was definitely a good thing.
Kelvin, I wanted to ask you this because competition makes each other better. So if you're looking across from the defensive line, who is somebody that has really made an excellent jump and gotten their game better as you head into the season?
Yeah, I'll definitely say two guys who's already been here that pushes me very hard is Ethan Burke and Baron Sorrell, and even Trey Moore coming in from UTSA. He was a big part of that, a big part of something that I really needed, because he's an all-around rusher. Like, he can do anything. He can power rush you. He can speed. He can finesse. Like, he's an all-around guy. So just having him, Baron, and Burke just push me every day in practice. It's kind of preparing me for the game. So every day is kind of like a game day for me.
Love it.
What are you most looking forward to this season?
Oh, honestly, I would say to see just the different atmospheres we go into, just because we're going to a new conference, just going into the away games, just trying to like get the feel of how the SEC crowd is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited about this because of the fact I've seen you work.
Uh-huh.
I saw you when you came in as a freshman. I'm looking at the changes you have made from your freshman year to your junior year. Coach Torrey Beckton doesn't play around, does he? Your strength and conditioning coach Torrey Beckton don't play around. He puts you guys through some work, don't he?
Yeah, he definitely does, especially when he knows like he can get more out of you.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely kind of tries to bring you to the top of that meter right before you explode. And then he kind of keeps consistent, steady pace on you. Make sure you keep working. But he definitely puts you through a hard workout.
Kelvin, it's great to see you. I apprate you dropping by and taking some time. Best of luck. Kelvin Banks with us here, the anchor of the offensive line.
Literally.
Yeah. We'll continue here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.